Welcome guys. I'm so happy I finally got this video done. Been working on this build for probably about 2 months now. So, but we got to level 80 or so. It was lots of fun. Had some weak points, had some very strong points. I struggled quite a bit earlier on the game, but ended up coming out on top quite a bit, like after about level 30. I forgot how really powerful plasma rifles were. I know they're not as powerful as New Vegas, but they're still really good in this. And you didn't really need a lot of perks because they're so universal. You know, I just needed like Rifleman and the Science perk to make things work really well together. And I do believe that all of my guns are modded. So we'll go into that later as well. And like I said, we finished the game at level 80. Got every main quest done. Didn't really struggle with any enemies at all. The only ones I really did was like the radiated ones, you know, like the rad scorpions, the Yaogwai, some of the super mutants, you know, because they have a natural resistance. So I actually had to use the plasma rifle just for those. But I used pretty much the laser rifle and laser pistol for majority of the game until I could actually get myself a good plasma rifle, which I found from one of the vendors on one of the corners of the map, but I don't actually remember where. But it was just one of those random wandering vendors. Yeah, but we had a lot of fun. This isn't an end-all be-all kind of build. It's just something I enjoyed doing and I thought I would share. And let me know your guys' thoughts. But what we'll be discussing is going to show you the mods that I use, the weapons that I used, gonna demonstrate some of the shooting in combat, we're gonna do skills and perks, and then we'll finish off with a farewell. Yes. All right, so starting off with stats. So coming out of Vault 111, these are going to be the base stats that I chose for my run. So 6 strength for the hipfire damage, but you're obviously going to get other perks as well in that tree. 4 perception for lock picking, which I do a lot. It's optional, I guess, if you want. 2 endurance. I ended up pumping an extra point into endurance just to get the life giver perk. But you can get an endurance bobblehead later on at the library. I think the library or the one of those towers downtown. Don't remember which one it was. Might have been Mass Fusion. And so 3 charisma for me was important because of the perk where I do more damage. I can carry more and I take less damage without a companion. Lone Wanderer, so that's why I had the 3 charisma there. Otherwise charisma is useless for me. Intelligence 6, just enough points in so I can get the Science perk. So you can, you know, modify your laser guns and up to tier 4. Agility 2, so I'm not going to have a lot of VATs because you're just going to do a lot of shooting. I had to sacrifice a lot of agility just to get my points elsewhere. But I didn't really need to use VATs that much. And later on you can always find agility gear. Armor pieces, so that helps. And always 5 luck for that idiot savant. One correction I wanted to make was you actually need 7 strength for steady aim. So you can get the strength bobblehead and then just get that perk later on. Because you don't need it right away. But it's pretty nice though, because you can get hipfire. You're going to be using hipfire a lot with like lasers. Well, I did. I don't know if you will, but... Right, so level 80, this is pretty much the end with what I ended up with. I think I got like points and caps because I actually got too many perk points where I wasn't really using any of them and just needed to throw it somewhere anyways. So Scrapper's completely optional, Hacker's optional, like all this, most of the perks here are completely optional. The only one you really need is like Rifleman, Lone Wanderer, Life Giver, even like Steady Aim, it's pretty optional. You don't really need it. Same with Refractor, but personally it helps me a lot. Yeah, like other than that, like that's it. Like Nuclear Physicist I would have gotten, but it's so far down and I didn't really use the Gatling laser a lot to use a lot of cores. And I never used power armor, so it was just not worth it going all the way down to 9 intelligence, which is a lot. So I ended up actually dumping 2 points into perception. That's what I ended up doing, is I putting 2 extra points into perception just to get Refractor. So that's why I say it's optional. Like that's 2 levels where you're not getting any skill perks. Yeah, so this build is like a single shot kind of build. I don't use automatics ever, so all I really needed was Rifleman and Science, just so you can get those attachments for your laser rifle, and then whatever else you normally get is fine too. I actually didn't take anyone with me this time, so I actually just stayed with Lone Wanderer and Life Giver, and of course, you know, your medic and stuff like that. So for the weapons, Two of them are modded, but they are still laser guns. So the Experiment 18A was like a really good plasma rifle that I found, and I ended up using this mainline post level 35 or 30. And just really carried everything else after that. Like the actual damage for it is really good. I love plasma guns, but you don't really run into a lot of them early on in the game, and the ammo is very scarce. I had to get an ammo mod to make a bunch of plasma rounds. That's why I have 3,000. They're very hard to find. And another gun that I pretty much started with was the Fallout 4 New Vegas SEC pistol. So it's a regular laser pistol, but there's some cool attachments for it, and it looks different, looks cool. Reloading's kind of sweet too. Like it, you know, very different model. Like it shoots the same, but enhanced textures, of course. And I do have a plasma rifle replacer that I'll link. It's actually a pretty cool mod. And then the second one we have is the break action laser. So it's the SRB break action. This is a mod, and it uses the MFC ammo, which is like the laser rifle ammo. Whereas the SEC uses the laser pistol ammo. It's from a mod as well that changes a lot of the ammo types in this game. And those are my three primary guns that I use the whole run. So basically the first one, the little pistol, I used that for quite a while. It didn't do very much damage. It doesn't do a lot to certain enemies, so you got to be aware of that. Maybe pack a extra shotgun or something when you need to take out certain types like radiated enemies. The break action goes really well against a lot of enemies too, but it's also very rare to get ammo, more so than the plasma rifle. So it's kind of like a shotgun, like a charged up kind of gun. Like this, you get like 2 shots and then yeah, the ammo's gone. It uses a lot of ammo too. So I use it mostly on hard fights, boss fights, you know, big enemies. And the plasma rifle is good for everything. Like it just disintegrates enemies so well. I love it so much. I cannot state how fluently the plasma gun has worked with this build that I'm working on. And this is just like a for fun kind of thing. You know, I'm not telling you guys this is the end all be all, you know. But I actually did have a lot of fun with the lasers in this game, and I usually don't do that. I usually just do automatics and shotguns. So here's the type of enemy that you probably want the plasma rifle for, because you can see like it doesn't do that much on a regular enforcer. You know, whereas the plasma rifle just absolutely decimates them. Now, let's try that with a rigger. See, it takes like much more shots there to actually take out the overlords, which super high level. The only problem with the lasers is they're very inaccurate. Like, because sometimes they'll fire off in a different direction, or... Yeah. That was the only problem I had with it. Not being able to snipe enemies was... It was okay, like it didn't really hamper the experience too much. So if you guys have stuck around to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much for sticking with me. And if you want to find a way to support me, if you can join the members, that's content every month. That helps me out personally. If you can subscribe and like, that would help too. I'm going to keep doing more of these videos. I enjoy doing these. Going to have more of this type of thing in the future. I usually do playthroughs for Fallout 4 and Skyrim and stuff like that. If you want to catch me there, that's good too. And I just want to let you know, I'm probably going to be working on my shotgun surgeon build next. So that's like an emphasis on intelligence and agility. And shotguns only. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll let you guys know. And thank you for sticking around.